Hi, it's Courtney Schlotman. This is my critical assignment for psychological aspects of sport and exercise. This is for Kinesiology 454, behavioral aspects of sports. My population was girls varsity high school soccer. I have a passion for the game of soccer. I have been playing for about 15 years. I have been a soccer coach for almost 6 years. My goal is to make it to the high school level and be an actual soccer coach for varsity high school soccer girls. A few things that affect my population is motivation. So motivation is a strong tool when it comes for athletes, for their physical environment. The athlete's performance is a big thing because let's take, for example, a star athlete. They stay motivated to stay the star. Then you have a bench player that can be motivated in two different ways. They can be motivated to become a starting athlete or a star, or they can be demotivated because they feel like they're on the bench. So they think that they don't have the talent to become a starter, or two, they're on the bench, and because they don't have the talent, why work hard to not succeed? And that's a real big bummer. You can also take into consideration burnout. Athletes, when they get burnt out, they lack that motivation to keep moving forward. For my population, this is high school soccer, so they are motivated to move forward and get scholarships or athletic scholarships at a college level. For your social environment, your friends and coaching staff are there to motivate you. Typically, your friends are your teammates. They motivate you as a team, and then your coach motivates you as an individual athlete to work harder and succeed and master skills in your own way, in your own individual way as an athlete. For the family culture, sometimes this is uncontrollable. I know some families aren't really worried about motivating their athletes. However, there are many families that want to motivate their athletes in incredible ways. So you also have stress that affects high school athletes. You have your physical environment, which is you have school and you have the field. A lot of times student athletes can't always find a balance, and that can be really stressful. You have your social environment, which is your family, friends, and your coaches. You have your friends, which are typically your teammates. They don't understand that when it comes to being a student athlete, some students can handle both, some can't, and that can be really stressful because your friends can be like, yes, they can handle it, and you can be like, oh, I cannot, and that's really stressful. You have your coaches that don't always understand that yes, they understand you're a student and you're an athlete, but in their mind, you're their athlete. And that kind of pressure can be really stressful on the athlete. Your family culture can be really stressful as well. They want you to succeed as an athlete. However, they don't always get a chance to see you opening that book and being that student athlete. And when they're pressuring you to just be the athlete, succeed as an athlete, be that star player, that's really hard. That pressure can be a lot for an athlete. Two other things that affect this population are the need for feedback. Need for feedback is very, very good for an athlete. You have your physical environment, which is commentary on their performance. That's really great. You need that commentary to master those skills. You need to know your mistakes and your flaws and even your positives to continue to master that skill. You have your social environment. These people have your back. You have your family, friends, and your coaches, and all their feedback. There's all that different feedback. You have your friends and your teammates saying one thing, you have your family saying another, and then you have your coaches saying another. All that feedback is there to help you as an athlete succeed. You have your teammates that are seeing you and giving you feedback as teammates, as a team, and then you have your coaches that are giving you that different type of feedback at a more mastery level to succeed. You have your family culture, which I think this is really interesting because you have your family that sits in the stands at a bird's eye view. What they can see on a field as a whole gives you a different perspective. And that kind of feedback is really good because they might see something at that level that you can't. And knowing that can help you succeed in your next game. You have your desire to compete. And I think this is a really interesting effect on my population because for your physical environment, it's all about that competition. You're working towards state, you're working towards CIF, you're working towards the whole next level, which is college. All that competition is fire under my population for girls varsity high school soccer. And I think that's really important because that's another skill, or that's another situation that would push that desire for that athlete. You have your social environment. Your team is your family. So when you take a team that all have that same goal to succeed and that desire to compete, really create something amazing, because you don't just take one person that has a desire to compete, but you have a whole team, let's say 15, 16, 17 girls that are there all with that desire to compete. And when you have all them come together as one team, the outcome is pretty amazing. So now we have family culture. Their family culture, success for you and the family. So that desire to compete, your family is excited to see you. They're there on the sidelines cheering you on, and they get to watch you compete. They get to watch your desire to compete. And when you see the success in their eyes because you're successful, you've done something well as an athlete. So as we move on to goals, we have 3 different goals. We have outcome, performance, and process. Outcome goals are a result or the end goal that you are working towards. A performance goal is a performance standard that you are trying to achieve. These are the performance standards you set for yourself to achieve if you are going to build towards your outcome goal. So you have your process, a goal that supports performance goals by giving you something to focus on as you work towards your performance goals. These are completely under your control. They are small things that you should focus on and do to eventually achieve your performance goals. So overall, these goals are it's a ladder. You take steps to get to the top. So now we have our specific goals for this population. My first outcome goal is strive for a win and focus on progress. And how my population can achieve this is, yes, you have a win, but you take that win and you use all the pros and the cons of that particular game, and you focus on them and you use them for the next game. You take that game and all those pros and cons, you practice, you focus, and then you win your next game. My next outcome goal is become closer as a team and whole. And how my population can do this is spend time together off the field. It can be as simple as, this is high school girls varsity soccer. I'm not saying you need to spend time outside of school. Have lunch with them. Go into your coach's classroom and have lunch with your teammates. My performance goal is shooting and passing more accurately. So you can take shooting. Tuesdays and Thursdays, go 30 minutes before practice and practice just shooting. Mondays and Wednesdays, take passing 30 minutes before practice and just focus on passing. Better communication on the field is my next performance goal. So I know a lot of time many athletes, many soccer players fall short of communicating at practice. When you aren't communicating let's during the game, you need to take that same kind of communication from practice to the game. So let's say, for example, you have an athlete that left mid. They don't communicate well with the rest of the team. That particular player should go to practice, call out where they're at, call out who's around them. All that kind of communication needs to be done at practice to be done at the game. My next is process. Train harder during conditioning. So this can be individually done or done as a team. When it's done individually, you can do it at home. You can run around the block. You can do a 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile run in the morning, go to school, and then go to practice. It can be done as a team as well. When you condition at practice, condition harder. Take another 10 minutes each practice and condition harder. It's soccer. You need to condition, and you need to condition hard. My next process goal is build strategic mindsets. So this can also be done with film. You have film most games are filmed in soccer nowadays. Watch that film as a team. Build strategic mindsets by everyone taking time, watch their position being played, talk about what went wrong during the film, during that game. You, as a team, you guys can come together and say, this went wrong, so let's work on this. Goals should be specific and measurable, written, realistic, challenging, short and long term, individual and team oriented. When goals are set using those guidelines, they will be done correctly. They will be strong goals. My mission statement is Isaiah chapter 40, verse 29 to 31. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youth grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. I thought this was a great mission statement for my population and myself, because when I was young, I needed the power. I needed extra strength to continue moving forward, and I think this mission statement was really great. So my highlight for this class was the situational coping. I thought it was really interesting to take Dave and find a success for him, or a way for him to cope with his issues. And I think that's really important with all athletes. You take a situation and you figure out how to cope with it. I would love to look deeper with guided imagery. I thought it was really interesting. I didn't think I did that bad. And I think that if I were to use it for myself or my athletes, I think it would be a really awesome tool. Goal setting. I think I did really well in goal setting, and the assignments that we did for this class, I would like to set those boundaries for my athletes and allow them to build stronger goals now that I know how. And here's my reference. Let me get that. Thank you.